Ever feel like there's a mysterious stranger at your own inner dinner party? You know, the one who spills wine on your best intentions, trips over your carefully laid plans, and whispers doubts in your ear when things are going well? That, my friend, is your shadow self waving hello and trying to get your attention. Don't worry, it's not as spooky as it sounds. In fact, this uninvited guest holds the key to a more authentic and empowered you. Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung called this hidden aspect of ourselves the shadow. It's the part of us that holds all the qualities we deem unacceptable, undesirable, or even downright embarrassing. Think of it as the basement of our psyche, where we shove all the things we don't want to deal with. Our fears, insecurities, anger, selfishness, and maybe even that secret crush on our best friend's partner. It's like that junk drawer we all have, except instead of old batteries and rubber bands, it's filled with repressed emotions and unacknowledged desires. Now you might be thinking, why on earth would I want to dig around in my psychological basement? Well, here's the thing. The shadow isn't inherently bad. It's just a part of us that's been pushed into the darkness. And like a plant deprived of sunlight, it can grow in distorted and unhealthy ways if we don't acknowledge it. Jung believed that the shadow holds immense power and potential for self-healing. By facing our shadow, we can integrate these hidden aspects into our conscious selves and access a greater sense of wholeness. Imagine discovering a hidden room in your house filled with forgotten treasures. That's the potential that lies within your shadow. It's not about condoning or perpetuating negative behaviors, but rather understanding their root and transforming them into sources of strength. The tricky thing about the shadow is that it rarely shows up wearing a name tag. Instead, we often project it onto others unknowingly. Ever notice how quickly we judge other people for the very qualities we dislike in ourselves? That's the shadow hard at work showing you back to yourself. We point fingers, criticize, and judge, all the while remaining blissfully unaware of the very same traits lurking within us. Denial is another favorite tactic of the shadow. We pretend those negative thoughts and impulses don't exist, burying them deep down inside. But just like that overstuffed suitcase we try to cram into the overhead compartment, our shadow will inevitably pop open at the most inconvenient times. So how do we befriend this mysterious guest at our inner dinner party? The first step is awareness. Pay attention to your reactions to others. What pushes your buttons? What behaviors do you find utterly unacceptable? Chances are those are the very qualities you need to explore within yourself. Journaling, meditation, and even shamanic practices such as recapitulation can be powerful tools for shadow work. These practices can create a safe space to explore our inner landscape without judgment. It's like having a compassionate friend who listens without interrupting, offering a gentle hand to guide us through the darkness. Remember, shadow work is a process, not a one-time event. It's about befriending all parts of ourselves, even the messy and uncomfortable ones. It's about acknowledging our flaws and imperfections with compassion and understanding. As we integrate our shadow, we shed layers of pretense and step into our authentic selves. We become more accepting of ourselves and others, recognizing that we are all a mix of light and shadow. This newfound wholeness allows us to live with greater freedom and creativity, no longer bound by the chains of our unacknowledged selves. Imagine a world where everyone embraced their shadows. Instead of projecting our insecurities onto others, we would meet each other with compassion and understanding. Conflicts would be resolved with greater ease and relationships would flourish with authenticity. The journey of embracing our shadow is not always easy. It takes courage to confront the parts of ourselves we've spent a lifetime avoiding, but the rewards are immeasurable. By shining a light on our darkness, we unlock the potential for profound healing, growth, and transformation. So the next time you feel triggered, irritated, or judgmental, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what part of me is this reflecting? It might just be your shadow knocking at the door, inviting you to embark on the most important journey of your life. The journey back to wholeness